Welcome in NFL Game Day Pick'Em. A big one in the AFC South. Colts favored by 3 at home against the Jaguars. What do you think happens there, Cynthia?
My model projects an upset. Jags travel to Indianapolis and win 25-23. The run game will be the difference maker in this one, especially if Leonard Fournette is back on the field.
All right, looking forward to that game. First, a piece of news. This is just brutal regarding Dez Bryant. Looks like he has a torn Achilles. He hurt himself at practice today. The latest on Dez's injury coming up on TA right after our show. As for this game, New Orleans favored by 5 over the Bengals without Dez Bryant. TD, that Saints defense slowed down Todd Gurley a little bit last week. And now A.J. Green going to be out for the Bengals. How much will Cincinnati have to rely on Joe Mixon in this one?
A lot, because Joe Mixon is a very good running back out of the backfield in terms of catching passes. He's only averaging 3 receptions per game. They got to rely a lot on him catching more passes out of the backfield to have more production, so this team would have a chance to win this game.
Cynthia, that Bengals pass defense is terrible. It is the worst in the NFL. I'm assuming that does bode well for Drew Brees.
I think it was Barkley. Little Barkley. Okay, well, Drew Brees, in addition to being good at the short passes, also leads the NFL in passer rating in 20-plus air yard passes, which is a nice matchup against the Bengals, who've given up the most touchdowns to 20-plus air yard passes. That's 7. Keeping track at home. 7.
I was keeping track at home. I was.
She's all about the numbers. All right, let's pick them up. Who day against who dat. I have to go with the Saints here. I think Cincinnati's going to score some points. I don't think it's going to be that close. Yeah. They will not score enough points to keep up with Drew Brees and this Saints offense.
Drew Brees against a terrible Bengals pass defense. Public service announcements start all of your Saints fantasy players. I have Benjamin Watson starting in place of Gronk. That's how much faith I have in the Saints tight end.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with the Saints as well. You talked about it. I think the Bengals offense in the red zone, they're very, very good, so they'll score some points. But again, on the other side of that ball, Drew Brees and that offense, they are unstoppable. Give me the Saints to win this win.
In a big one? Because I got Saints 29, Bengals 22 in a bigger than expected road victory.
That's big.
Sure.
Yeah, that's big, right?
Yep.
For me, this one all comes down to that third down defense for the Bengals. It is the worst in the NFL. That is not good when you're going up against the Saints offense.
So you have them winning by a touchdown. All right, let's move on to Tampa, where the Bucs are hosting the Redskins. Both teams coming off huge losses week 9. But this does look to be one of the closer games on the docket. The Bucs are favored by 3, playing this game at home. The Redskins, though, keep in mind, do have a top 10 scoring defense. What are your expectations, TD, for Fitzmagic and that top-ranked passing out?
I mean, Fitzpatrick has played well this year. I mean, he's always had to come back from behind and get this team up to speed. He's leading the NFL with 9.7 passing yard per attempt, which is NFL best, which is great. So I expect him to play really well in this game.
All right, on the Redskins side, who's playing for their offensive line? There's 3 injuries.
Nobody.
I know, it's scary.
Nobody.
Would you say, though, that would spell gloom and doom maybe for Adrian Peterson, who had 17 rushing yards last week, by the way?
I actually think they're going to have to rely on him even more because his ability to break tackles is going to give them the opportunity to stabilize this offense a little bit and keep them in the game. So I actually think Adrian Peterson fully playable this week in fantasy.
All right, so start us off with your game picks. Who do you have winning this thing?
Okay, I have the Bucs in this one, 26-24, closer than expected given the fact that the Bucs are at home.
Okay.
All right, I am going with the Bucs as well. Here's the deal. Adrian Peterson is the key to that offense for the Washington Redskins. You stop him, you stop them. They won't score enough points to win, so give me the Bucs.
Give me the Bucs because in Ryan Fitzpatrick we trust. The Redskins are great against the run D. They're not great against legitimate passing offenses, and I think Fitzpatrick is going to have a great game.
Listen, the Bucs offense is a poor man Falcons offense. They actually average 30 yards passing per game more than the Falcons. Redskins aren't going to be able to keep up with all these injuries on the offensive line. I'm going with the Bucs. It's painful for me to say.
You go.
I'm going with the Bucs. All right, to Monday night where it's the Giants and the 49ers. Giants coming off a bye at 1-7, while the Niners coming off a long week after they just pounded the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. San Francisco favored by 3 at home in this one. TD, more important for the Giants to win this game, is it Eli or Saquon?
It's Eli. He's the most important piece to them winning this game. Only 8 passing touchdowns this year. That's toward the bottom of qualifying quarterbacks. So if Eli plays well, they have a chance to win. If he doesn't, they certainly don't.
Nick Mullins. If you hadn't heard of him a couple of weeks ago, you have now. A star was born on Thursday. He had one of the best debuts ever I don't think he can keep up that pace, but can he keep up pretty close to what he did?
Okay, that pace is ridiculous,
Yes.
and you wouldn't want to expect him to. But I do think that Kyle Shanahan puts him in the opportunity here to take advantage of this defense is not quite one that we've seen in the past from the Giants, so he'll be able to diagnose those plays and have this nice stability and earn them a really nice offensive day.
All right, I'm going to start the picks. I don't think his encore is going to be nearly as impressive as his debut. I'm going with the Giants. They are due, and I believe that Saquon in that run game going to be getting going.
Well, you speak of Saquon. Here's what the Niners have that the Giants don't: an offensive line. Just look at their rushing yards per carry. I think the run game will obviously help Nick Mullins, and I say the Niners are pulling off a win at home.
Well, this is about which quarterback you trust, Nick Mullins or Eli Manning. And I would say that I trust Nick Mullins right now more than I do Eli Manning.
Super Bowl rings don't matter.
It don't matter at this point. Give me the Niners to win this one.
Okay, I actually totally agree. 49ers win 24-20, bigger than expected victory at home. I think this one is all about Kyle Shanahan. I'll give him a lot of credit, and their defense is underrated, so I think the Niners take it.
Good job,
All right, you're smart. Yeah,
good job,
of course.
TD.
All right, more game picks in a bit, but let's talk individual performances in a game we call More or Less. Patrick Mahomes, who I feel like we talk about every week in More or Less, already has 29 touchdown passes. This week, he's getting 3 against the Cardinals. More or less, TD?
More against the Cardinals. Patrick Mahomes, every week this guy is just putting up these phenomenal numbers. And plus, I picked against him a few times and I lost, so I would never do it again. More than 3 passing touchdowns.
When are you going to learn your lesson? Not
I'm learning right
against
now.
me. I have fewer than 3 touchdown passes. That's not to say that they aren't going to score a bunch of points in this game. I just don't think it's going to be through the air. I think this is more of a Kareem Hunt game. So I say 2 touchdown passes.
I say 3.
Just like Cynthia told us, Julio Jones finally got into the end zone last
Well
week.
done.
Will he get 115 receiving yards against the Browns this week? More or less, TD?
Browns secondary, pretty good in terms of pass defense here, but I'm going more with Julio this week, more than 115 receiving yards. Got a first touchdown last week. I think this week he's feeling it, so yeah, I'm going above that.
Does he see the end zone again?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I totally agree about seeing the end zone again this week, but I don't think he needs 115 receiving yards to get it done. I think even if Denzel Ward does play, he's questionable right now. That could be a difference maker in this one. I just don't think they're going to need to have as many Julio Jones yards this game.
All right, let's talk defense. The Colts haven't given up a sack in 3 weeks. This week, the Jags, though, will get to more or less, TD.
Andrew Luck only sacked 10 times this year. I'm going less than that right now. He gets the ball out really quickly, so I'm going less.
I think this O-line is totally, they're starting to be getting recognition for the things that they do well, but I think they're going to be sacked more than 2 times in this game because it is still the Jaguars' defensive front.
All right.
3.
All right.
All right, you got 2 young marquee signal callers squaring off Sunday night as the Cowboys take on the Eagles. Definitely a better start in 2018 for Carson Wentz than Dak Prescott. Just take a look at the numbers right here. Carson, better numbers than Dak in every category. Sorry, Cowboys fans.
Dan Hellie with the shade over there.
Are favored by 6 in this one. TD, Dallas does own the 4th worst pass offense. What can Dak Prescott do to finally give the Cowboys a W?
Well, first of all, he's got to throw the ball fewer than 30 times per game. Be more efficient throwing the ball. Make some key 3rd down throws. And then lastly, put Zeke in a position to make some plays because right now they're not putting him in a position to make any plays. Just run him into the line of scrimmage.
Cowboys' offense is terrible on 3rd down. Their defense, much better on 3rd down. Golden Tate, get excited about it. He's now in Philly. How will he impact that offense there?
Well, you talked about 3rd down, and you hit it right on the head. In their wins, the Eagles have averaged over 51% conversion. In their losses, 29% conversion. Yep. They're closing the gap, but Golden Tate and his elite ability to earn yards after the catch really solidify 3rd down for them.
Okay, real quick, Golden Tate to a new team. Is he a start in fantasy? People at home want to know.
Golden Tate, yes. Nelson Aguilar, no.
Okay. Dan, you want to start us off with the picks? You're going Cowboys, right?
I will. Dak Prescott averaging 207 yards passing per game. That was good in 1967. Not in 2018. Give me the well-rested Eagles in this one. Just saying.
Yeah, you're talking about the Dallas offense. The Dallas defense missing so many people. Sean Lee, Taco, you got David Irving, maybe Randy Gregory. Give me the Eagles at home.
I'm going with this.
Fly, Eagles, fly,
Eagles,
baby.
fly, Eagles. That Eagles defense, top 5 rush defense, they would shut Zeke down. He won't be effective. So give me those Eagles to win.
Okay, so I have the Eagles 26, Cowboys 18. This is when they really start their run at the NFC East. I have them finishing first.
feel like this is a must-win. All right, from the NFC East to the AFC West, where the Broncos are on a bye week, which means we're putting Emmanuel Sanders to work. That's right, the Denver receiver will be live in studio for 3 hours this Sunday on NFL Game Day morning. Join us at home Sunday, 9 a.m., only on NFL Network. Dan?
Cannot wait for that. We have a lot of heavy favorites this week, so we're going to help you avoid the trap. 8 games featuring a team favored by more than 6 points this week, including the Chargers. It's a ton. The Rams, Packers, and the Chiefs, all favored by double digits. TD, which one of these do you think could lose? The favorites.
Could lose. The Rams could lose to the Seahawks. That's a divisional opponent right there. They know them well. They played them earlier this year. Seahawks almost won that game. They've got the formula to beat them. A mobile quarterback, a running game, and a really good defense. So that is one that the Rams could lose.
Ooh. Okay, well, I'm going up to Green Bay. I'm not taking the cheese there. I think that the Dolphins, there's a bunch of injuries on both sides of this one, but the Dolphins and their short passing game could be a good target against this very injured defensive secondary and linebacking core for the Packers. Check out if Blake Martinez, he's number 50. If he's not playing, could be Dolphins game.
All right, the Jets are favored. However, they are starting a 39-year-old quarterback in Josh McCown. He's definitely going to be rusty. Plus, he's playing the third best defense in the NFL in the Bills. I say the Bills could beat the Jets.
McCown has great hair, though. That's certainly going to help his
definitely
cause.
True.
I think the Lions could and will beat the Bears. Matthew Stafford, 9-1 in his last 5 games against the Bears. He's played pretty well for the most part under pressure this year. So you talk about that Bears pass rush. Maybe he won't be phased. All right. How about teams hoping to avoid the traps? We already hit on those. No one can avoid the certainty that is Dave Dameshek. It is time for 60 seconds.
Hi and hello, football fans. Dave Dameshek here. Patriots headed to Nashville for a reunion with Mike Vrabel and Malcolm Butler, the latter of whom stood on the sidelines of Super Bowl 52. This time, Brady picks on poor Butler, leading to 2 Edelman touchdowns. Well, whatever happens, Brady would have an extra ring had Butler played in the Super Bowl. So joke's on you, Tom. The Rams lost in NOLA last week. Nevertheless, the worm has turned in the NFC West. A few weeks back, Seattle gave L.A. their best shot. This time, the Rams won't need any last-minute show of guts as Goff throws 3 touchdowns in a double-digit win. Dolphins equal fish out of water up in the frozen tundra. And after last week, Aaron Rodgers may only be the 2nd best QB in the league, but he still leads better than Brock Osweiler, and he reminds us all of that fact in the Pack's 2-touchdown win. And in Washington v. Tampa, the Doug Williams Bowl, the team that won a Super Bowl with Williams will lose to the team that made the former Grambling QB the 17th overall pick in the 1978 draft. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go be a fish in some water. Ooh, a nice warm bath. Ooh.
You never looked better, Shaq. All right, Frelund, quick picks. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do Pats Titans to start things off.
Patriots take this one 27-20. They may have Mike Vrabel. They may have a really great defensive front, but they're not going to have an answer for Tom Brady. Short passes in the middle of their field. Big win for the Patriots on the road.
I don't know. Looking forward to that one, though. Falcons and the Browns in Cleveland.
Okay, so Falcons 27, Browns 24. Closer than expected score, probably considering it's in Cleveland, but Matt Ryan and that offensive, all the different options in his offensive arsenal are just too much. Easy for me to say.
I hear you. I know what you're talking about. All right, Seahawks, Rams in L.A.
All right, Rams win 30-23. Closer than expected score, but still a full touchdown. It's all about Jared Goff and that play-action pass, so target all of your receivers in this one, and, of course, Todd Gurley.
That's where we start. High-scoring, low-scoring Cardinals and Chiefs. Cynthia, go.
Well, I have the Chiefs winning 31-17 in a low-scoring game. You're looking at Kareem Hunt because you know what? They're going to be running in the second half. They're not going to need to have those passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns.
All right, Bills, Jets. What do you see here?
Well, this is a high-scoring game. The Jets win 23-17. There's going to be fewer turnovers in this one with a change of quarterback. That means a higher-scoring game than you originally thought.
Lions, Bears. How you looking at this one?
Bears win this one 28-21. That's a high-scoring game. No Darius Slay, no TJ Lang. That is a big missing piece from those Lions defense, so I take Bears big.
All right, time for On the Hook, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. TD, who is on the hook for an upset win this week?
I got a Marlin on the hook right here. I got a big one.
Oh, this is good.
This is a big one. I got Tennessee taking down the New England Patriots.
Yes, TD.
Yes, indeed.
Like the way you think.
Listen. They love to muddy up the games, to keep it close at the end of the game. And plus, the Patriots, they struggle with mobile quarterbacks, and Marcus Mariota is a mobile quarterback. So that's where I'm going with.
Mariota.
Mariota.
All right, it
there
is
you go.
pick 6 time. That's right. Cynthia, you know the drill. Your most confident pick gets 6 points. Your least, of course, gets 1. Let's start with the Saints on the road taking on the Bengals.
Okay, well, we already know we picked the winner of this one. And this one gets the number 4. So the third most confident of our 6.
Middle of the pack. Kind of sad news for Des Bryant, who wasn't expected to play but did tear his Achilles. Chargers at Raiders, AFC West showdown.
Yeah, this one, I don't think Phillip Rivers lets off the gas in this one. This one's a monstrous win. This one gets a 6.
Chargers silently crushing it on looking for their 6th game win. All right, the Jags on the road taking on the Colts.
This one's an upset, so they go on the road and they win it. And my mom really likes this one. It's the number 2, though, so it's still an upset.
Okay.
Number 2.
The Redskins on the road taking on the Buccaneers.
Yep, this one, home team wins. It's not the most certain one, though. I think this one's the 3.
Yeah, Mike Evans banged up, didn't have a great game last week. Dolphins on the road taking on the Packers.
Well, I lied about that one being the 3, but this one I'm not going to lie about. This one is a very convincing win, and this one, the 5.
Brocco, 2 for 2, filling in for Ryan Tannehill, who won't be in. Cowboys, Eagles, who do you have here?
I got the Eagles in this one. I really like this pick. This one was the 3. We're going to put it there.
All right, let's take a look at your recap. Chargers, you're most confident with 6. And, of course, the Redskins and the Buccaneers. Hold on. What sticker is Cynthia using this week?
My
there you go.
lock sticker, of course. It's my favorite one.
The Chargers are Cynthia's lock of the week. TD, I'm going to ask you that same question. Who do you got?
My lock of the week, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs taking down the Cardinals. The Chiefs just too good right now. The team they're just clicking on all cylinders. So this one should be a super lock, the biggest lock you can find right here.
Yep, Chiefs undefeated at home, and TD says it is going to stay that way.
All right, quick look at some of the picks that we had. You know, there's a lot of games that we all agreed on. I went with the Lions. TD went with the Titans, which would be a huge upset over the Patriots. A couple of different ones here.
Happen.
We vary on the Colts and the Jags. And then I was the lone wolf again, betting on the Giants over the 49ers.
Who are going to lose? Sorry about it. Sorry, not sorry. All right, with that, let's make our Survivor Pool picks and survive in advance. Dan, take it away.
I'm going to go Rams for this one reason. They have never lost 2 games in a row with Sean McVay as head coach.
All right, I'm going with the Chiefs simply because the Cardinals average 13.8 points per game. That's second worst. Do you think that the Chiefs aren't going to score more than that?
In a quarter.
Give me the Chiefs, exactly.
I'm going with the Eagles in this one, I think, over the Cowboys, and that's going to bring them all the way in to start winning the NFC East.
All right, let's go. Let's go to my pick. You guys ready?
Yes, we're ready.
We've all been waiting for. Wow.
Whoa.
I tell you what, if there was a week to pick the Jets, it's this week. They're taking on the Buffalo Bills, so
If
Jets, Jets.